everyone. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. Today is the return of Nick. It's the return of Nick. He's so awesome. He's back. And he has other people there with him. So, Nick, if you want to turn on your camera, make sure we can see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the upcoming broadcast schedule, this is on the website. If you go to fmtraining.tv, and what you're going to find out is you're not seeing this just yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to add a button here somehow. We'll make these smaller or something. We're going to add a Zoom button so you can watch it on Zoom. So we are broadcasting on Zoom. It gives us a better quality of recording, solves a lot of quality control issues with some of the technology. Today is day one of 3 days with build a selectable date record generator. As a reminder for those of you who are actually watching this on YouTube for some reason, which is great, feel free to support the channel. Check out our paid training bundles. We are updating these. I actually have a meeting in 25 minutes where we're going to be talking about the next steps of upgrading these things. We are transitioning to a website, so kind of away from the video player FileMaker file towards kind of essentially the exact same content, but it's on a web page, web player, on a web page. Much easier to control, and you don't have to be in FileMaker to do it. And that way, when people lose their mind about FileMaker not playing the video correctly, I can simply point them back to their browser, not to FileMaker. So we really appreciate if you purchase one of our training bundles. That way you get awesome material, and we get all that. So part of the 30, for those of you who are wondering about the 30-day training, this is completed now. This page is going to go away when you come here. It's going to bounce to, it'll bounce to this page right here is what you're going to have. So it'll bounce to this page. It'll have all this content on it all the way down through page 32 or 33. So that's kind of the idea. So in the meantime, we are welcoming Nick back. Now, Nick, are you in Colombia? Is all good there in Colombia? Yes?
Yes, I'm back there and I'm going to stay there for a while.
All right. So, Nick, I'm going to quit sharing my screen.
So, you guys, so it's my first webinar for at least 5 weeks. So, thank you for joining, and thank you for watching us every day like you do. And so, for this summer, I will be with you. I will stay with you this summer. And and we are going to spend pretty much every day of this summer together until the end of October. So we'll have some time. So this topic is something I like to, I want to do a new type of webinars, is webinars where I'm showing you real world features that I built for somebody, something real. Not something theoretical, not something out of something real. And then you can see, and you can get inspired, and you can see, by the way, also the quality of the work we do. Okay, so because all of those things that we do is kind of unique. Okay, in the field, to be honest with you. So here we have a kind of a construction kind of a website a solution, so we have a project, and then in the project we have laborers, material, equipment, and subcontractors. So far, so good. It's like a normal kind of contractors software, right? And then here we have the critical path. So what the critical path? The critical path is, so you have a construction project with different subsection and subsection, and you have different labor. Each labor has received, like we say, a bid hour, a bid time, a bid hours of work to build this, to build that. So you bid it. You have an estimate, and out of the estimate, you have a bid. And here, the bid was, for this, I have 3 days. For this one, I have 4 days, 4 days, 4 days. And you can change. So, okay, I have 3 days for this one. And, I want more. I want 10 days for this one. And then I want, I don't know, 2 days, this one, 2 days, this one, 3 days, this one, 6 days. Okay. So you have bid time for each labor, okay, out of the estimate, right? So you have this. What I want to do, so I'm going to show you. Now I want to create the critical path. Critical path is pretty much moving labors into tasks, okay? Real tasks. And then because so far we have a number of days, 3 days for this one, 4 days for this one, but we don't have dates. We have the number of days, but we don't have dates. Okay. What I want to do, right? I want to start the critical path. So you start it. And here you have a window, say, okay, yeah, okay, that's cool. What do you want to do? So here we have this, our infamous now, because I know it is, a filter using, the go to red record stuff, So you have here you have all the section of the projects. And within the section, you have the subsection, okay? If you remove this, here you have all the subsection directly, or here you have only the subsection of this one, right? So all of this here, they are filtering that we show in our webinar many times. So you can go on YouTube, find the videos about filtering, right? So this is how we do, So here we have all the subsection of the Nick Hunter test 2. If I go there, I have all the subsection of a Nick Hunter 3. Of course, we have all of this we demonstrate many times. Select all. So I want to select all of those things. And I want to I want to select this one, for example, right? I want to select this, select all of those. And I want to go there and I want to select this or this one. Okay, I want to select this, right? So I have 14 labels selected, right? I can show the 14, show the selected. So this is my selected one. Okay. And then I say, okay, I'm good with this. You can review the number of dates. You say, okay, yeah, I'm good with this. Oh, let's put a little bit more on this one. Let's put 6 here and let's put 2 here, right? Okay. So we have the labels out of their estimate. Now we are going to create tasks. So I go there, I say continue. And now here I have my tasks created, the task list. As you can see, we have all the tasks here, all of them. And we can have them split out 3 on this section, 4 on this section, and 7 on this section. Okay, so that's 14. I want all of this. You can see all the totals, everything, and you didn't wait forever to to create this. Also, we use a technique here, and you can go online and you can see the technique we use of import exports. That the technique we use to do that is import export. If I have some time at the end, I'm going to fill up the free times explaining those things, those filters, how I'm building those filters, right? And how I get the totals, all of this. We can work through this if you want, but only if I have some time at the end, okay? I might have, I don't know. So now that I have this, I want to pretty much affect, put the dates on those tasks. So let's say I'm taking this one, the first one. I click on it, and now I am in the task view. This is my task view. Okay. So here you can see quite the latest design that we have. It's not the latest because this file has been started over a year ago. Okay. So all what you see here, it's not done, and we are gonna we are over a year of work. Those things takes time, okay, to have this type of quality of work, okay. You don't have a lot of place on the planet that do that things. I'm not saying about me. I'm saying about all the RCC staff. We do Maybach type of work. We don't do we do really good stuff, and it's true, and that's why we enjoy what we do, right? So here we have all the tasks, okay. So why I have all the tasks here is because I was on showing all of them. If I go there and I click on this, I'm pretty much showing the 3 that I was there. Okay. So now let's say, here I can see this I-rate loan, for example, right? It's part of the section Nick Hunter test 1, and it's the loan renovation by machine, okay? Pretty much, okay. This is subsection. And here, for that task, okay, I have 3 days, okay. So we cannot say on the construction work, we cannot say this task is from that day, that date to that date, start date, end date. We cannot do that because it could be every Monday of 3 weeks, right? It's not like, from that day to that day, every hour, right? It could be 2 days. It could be 1 hour on one day, 2 hours into another day, So it's, we need to allocate a task day by day. And that's what makes the problem. Because when you have 3 days, that's okay. But if you have 15 days, how you do? Day by day, you want to do that day, but click, 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 click. It's a pain in the where. So when you have 3 days, okay. But what about if you have 10 days, So let's say, which one has 10 days? No, okay, I have 6 days here. If you have 6 days, even if you have 6 days, you have to click and click and click and click and click and click manually. And let's say you have 100 tasks to do, So you need to pay a full-time employee just to do that, right? So that was the problem here, is we need to do 2 things. First thing, we need to be able to fill up dates in the days, right? Or we need to be able to put the dates manually, or we need to add more days if it's necessary, even though we don't know the dates yet, okay? So let's go with this case scenario first. I'm here, or here, or I don't know, I'm the first one here. And I want to add 2 more days. I want to add 2 more days here, okay? So what I do, I use what, I call the selectable, programmable, whatever, date picker, right? So you click here and you have this window opening, okay? So what do we do here? We do 2 things on the same window. First, I can say, I want to create 2 days. I put 2 here and I say create dates. Automatically, okay, the system will create me 2 more days. So I want 3 days, now I have 5. Of course, you can rename this, you can rename this. Okay. Rename this as you want. And if you add 2 more days, right? If you add 2 more days, of course, it will be day 6, day 7, right? Of course. So it's not, you can rename it. And automatically the new days will be the default name. You can rename the day, you can put a summary or whatever. Okay. So that's the first case scenario. So you can do whatever you want here, right? So you can add days. That so far is kind of easy, right? But where it starts to be complicated, is when we want to fill up this automatically. So let's say, for example, I'm filling this manually. So I said, starting tomorrow, I have this, right? So automatically it says tomorrow. And I have Friday, I have this, okay? So here I'm saying tomorrow, this week, because, it's in 3 days, right? And then I said next Monday, this one. So tomorrow, this week, next week, right? And of course, it's spending automatically. So far, so good. So when I validate this, automatically, this task becomes beginning on the 13th, ending on the 18th, right? But it's not like from 13 to 18. No, the period of that task start on the, on the 13th and end on the 18th. But I have only 3 days, right? Only 3 days. I don't have the 5 days. The 5 days. Right? So now that I have this done, okay, what I want to do, I want to fill up this automatically, with a time range. So first, to make the thing a little bit more appealing, let's add 5 more days here, So I'm adding my days. Of course, adding the days is not affecting anything I've done here. So now I'm here, right? Of course, now, it changed here, everything changed here. And I want to fill up that. So I go there, and here where the crust is, I want to say, okay, from the 19th, why is coming from the 19th? Because the last day of that list is the 18th. So I am assuming that if I want to fill up this, I want to start the day after. That makes sense, right? Okay. So let's say this is the case. Automatically, my system is, smart enough to land you on the first day after the last one, and I'm putting the last day, the next day, by default, because I don't know how much you want. So let's say I want, from the 19 to the here to the 29. That's what I want. Okay, I want all of those days. So this is what I have. But as you can see, I am eliminating the Saturday and the Sunday, because if I add those days, it changes automatically, right? So I'm sharing my screen. I have Zoom and stuff like that. So everything is sluggish a little bit, but normally is instant, okay? So now you have more days here. I'll show you, Saturday, Sunday, and, So, but let's say I don't want Saturdays, right? I don't want Sundays, and I don't want Wednesdays, right? Right. And in that list, I say, yes, but you know what? That Friday here, it's we don't work on that Friday. So in that list, I don't want this. I don't want Friday. This Friday, the 22nd, I don't want it because we don't work on that day, right? Because I decide. And here we have a nice option that I'm going to come over later, okay? But let's start. I put from the 19 to the 29. I don't want the Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And in that condition, I want to eliminate Friday. Okay, I don't want it. So let's see what's going on. If I say create dates, I click here, right? And here what happens. 19, 22, 25, because I said I don't want Friday, 26, 28, right? So far, I'm good because, I have all the days I wanted to cover. And he replaced the days. So do we have questions so far, Marge?
We had one from Ruben earlier. Is it like a labor to be done, a group of tasks? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Ruben. What is labor?
Oh, a labor is what you sell to a customer. It's like, for example, okay, I want to renovate your lawn, no problem. So we have an estimate, Okay, we agree to an estimate, and we say, okay, we need 3 days for that. That's the labor. Then when you actually do the job, it becomes a task, because you're going to tell your crew, the crew, you're going to do the crew to use, and maybe a subcontractor to use equipment and material to do the task. So a labor is you went to your customer and you say, okay, you want to renovate the loan? No problem. It's 3 days. That's 3 days for you, right? That's all. But you don't know when. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 6 months. You don't know when. So you bid on 3 days, and then arrive a time where the foreman come here and starts filling up dates and start what is called the critical path, right? So here, something else that is interesting we want to do, okay? So far I'm showing you what we want to do, and then we will start showing how we do it. And I'm going to tell you which technique I'm using, because it's a mix of many techniques here, a lot of techniques. Pesos, import, export. So that's why it's interesting to see a feature with a mix of everything we explain, a feature, technique by technique. You mix all, and then you have a feature, right? So what else do I want to do? I still have 4 days unassigned, right? So you see, automatically it lands on the July 29th, because it stopped on July 28th. So I say, okay, I want to continue here, right? I want to continue, right? And I want to fill up much more days here. I want to fill up like this. I want to fill up all of those days. I want to remove those, right? And ignore the Thursdays. So this is what I want, pretty much. This is what I want. My dates. I can remove this one. So this is what I want to do. I want to ask, but I have only 4 days here, and here I'm going to add 6. So automatically the system will say, okay, look, I understand that you have 4 days left unassigned, and you asking me 6 days. So I understand that you want the 4 days, filled up, and you want 2 more. So this is where the difficulty. So if you guys know FileMaker, how the hell we do that in an easier way? You already have 4 days. I'm going to come with 2 more days, that's 6. I want the system to fill up the 4 I have and create 2 more. I let you think about this, okay, quietly, okay? It's not that simple, trust me. And that's why that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So here I'm creating the dates, right? And what it's doing, I have the 4 that I had there, and now I have 2 more, right? So I had on the day 12, and now I have this and this. So why day 5? Why day 6? Is because it was starting there, the renaming thinking, right? So now I have those days built, right? So do we have question? No question, because I'm going to start, showing the.
Nope, it looks like you're good. So feel free to continue.
Okay. So the first thing I want to show here is how we do to land here, to land always at the end. So when you start this, here we have some stuff going on, right? So it's not that complicated, okay? So we do, first of all, we have here the max, the start date. We do the max of this. So how the max works. So, okay. So you know my technique, right? I'm showing the function that I'm using in real world. So here we have the T123F, which is the one that's linked the task with the days, the task with the days. So the max automatically, the max is great. It's great. It's a great feature because the max works on dates, works on number, right? Automatically. You don't need to, you don't have max date, max number. No, max always will tell you the max of the latest, the highest in the list. Here, I want the max of the 123, the T123F, and I want the date. Okay, that's what I want. So the max is the 8th August. Of course, if I have the max, I have the min, which is the 13th of July, right? So let's see if that's true. Okay. 13th of July and the 8th of August. So it is true. It is working, right? So it is working. We have this. So we have the min and we have the max, right? It works on numbers. It works on, I don't know if I have a number here. Normally I should have a record number. No? So I don't have a number. Maybe this one. No, I don't have. Anyway, it works on numbers. If you have a list, if you have a max of numbers, it will tell you the max of the number. For example, here it's a max of dates. So you understand automatically that you want the max of the dates. Okay, so it will sort, it will grab whatever the results out of this and give you the date, the max, the highest. Okay, smartly. Okay, and if you have this, for example, if you have something like this, it will say if you have 20 and if you have 50, automatically. And if you have, let's say you have something like this, 12, 34, 67, 23. Okay. If you have something like this, automatically, it will say the max is 50. And if you start with, for example, whatever 7 and 45 and 49. Okay, if you start like this and you say min, whatever you say, min will be 1 because that's the one. Okay, so numbers, dates, whatever, mix, max, doing this. Okay, that's cool. So now you know how I'm doing this. It's super easy. Okay, with the max stuff. So I go to the max, I'm getting this. Now I'm counting the number of days, which is easier. It's easy because I'm using counts. So again, counts, I'm showing you right quick how counts works. Counts works on anything. It will count a field that is not empty. Whatever field, text, dates, whatever. If it's not empty, it will count it 1. Like for example, I'm taking that relationship F, and I'm counting this. It will say 14 because always I'm counting to get the number, of records. The best technique is this because the count automatically we get all the records out of this relationship, all of them, not only the first one. Okay. Sum doesn't work. Sum is a pain in the when you know where, because you need to have a 1 on the other side. So you need to have a field that you will count and do the sum. Sum is not good for that technique. Count is the right one because count, whatever your field here can be 15, 14, whatever. It will count the number of records. it will count it as 1. Here you have, it will count 1 if the field is not empty. So here I have 14 records, which is true. So that's the count, right? So let's continue. And the current dates. So why I'm doing this, I'm using my list technique. You know, I always want to do that. I always do this. You know, always use list. Take your data out of records and put them into a list of values. So we have a video on YouTube. We talk about extensively of the list of values. You get your data out from the fields, out from the records. Why? And I'm going to explain right quick why. Is because when you do this, you use the list and you say F and you say dates. You have a list of dates. Now, when you have this, we call that a list of value. Not a value list, list of values, a list of values. Now that those are values, I have all this arsenal that I can use. Value count, unique values, sort, right, middle, left, get, filter. Okay, I can do whatever I want here with this. You know, I have a lot of things. Like for example, let's say I want the free first day. You know, I want the free first day of this one. Okay, that's super easy. I said left values, this, and I said free. Okay, I have my free first days, right? And then you will understand later why I'm doing this, because treating with records is heavy. You need when you need to manipulate records is heavy. You know, you don't want that. You want to manipulate values out of records, do whatever you want with the value, and then send back to the records, right? But you never actually use, replace fields and set field. No, you don't do that. You do everything in memory, in a variable, using the list of value technique you can find on the webinar, on our webinar page, right? So this is the preparation. Then I say, look, I open a new window. It's a car style window. And then I say, okay, here I want that to be 1 by default. So I said 1. Then I set the field, the start date. The start date was the max plus 1. Okay, the start date, max plus 1. And then here, I'm setting the day of weeks. So I'm going to come back on this, okay, because this is a good technique that I'm going to show you a bit later. And this, I want to continue this. And then I want to use, I'm doing this here, I'm setting this field, I call that a trigger, because I'm using another technique that we explain on our videos, named auto entry trigger. How we done that, Marge? If you can find them, if you listen, if you
Yep,
listening.
I can. Yeah, I am. I can go try to find them. One on triggers.
Yeah. So the auto entry calculation trigger. Okay. So because there's many things going on here. Okay. So let's watch this. Okay. Let's watch this. What happened here? Okay. Why I'm doing here? What I am doing here. This is the most interesting. I already explained this, but I can explain more. What I'm doing here. I want the day of week of now. You know, I want the left value. I want the day of week, and so I want this list here. You know, I want this list. Get left value. Okay, list of day of week. So I want this. What I'm doing here. So what this returns. Okay. So I'm going there and putting this. I want short names on my days. FileMaker is not doing this, and you cannot count on taking the free first letter. Okay, you cannot count on this because it's not on all language is not the case. And that's why I don't like this technique because it's not the case on all language. But here, what I do here, I have a value list, right? And the value list says what is this? The value list says it was this something. What's the name of the? I don't remember. Yeah, 6 days a week. Okay. Let me see. By name, 6 days of week. Okay. I have this. I have the full names, and I have this: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right. So this is what I want. I want the value list. I build myself because FileMaker is not doing it. So I'm doing it myself. And I want the first 5 of this. I want from Monday to Friday. Okay. I don't want more than this. And so this is what I'm doing. I want the list. And I'm doing this. So why I'm doing this is because here you can see I have this. I want to select Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday automatically. I want to checkbox this automatically when I land. Each time I'm landing, I want this to be selected. So I'm not saying, because this is a poor technique, I'm not saying something like this, set field, right? And with something like this, manually, MON and carriage return, Monday and carriage return, and to, I don't want something like this. This is a pain in the, where. So I don't want this. I want to be whatever this value says, and I want the 5 first, the 5 first values. I want something like this. My value list, the entire value list shows this, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. But I want only the first 5. So I'm doing the left value, the first 5, and boom. And then automatically I'm setting the global that I use to select the days, and then I get my day selected. Okay. So far so good. So I'm getting the first day, the max here. I'm filling that here, and then I have a bunch of stuff going on when I go to that window layout. So this is a good technique. It's the first time I'm showing you. I have my default in the watch, in the data viewer. I have my default get, found, count, get stuff, information of the current context I'm in. So for example, I know I'm in the T123 context in that window. I know the window name, the layout name is this one, C404. So now it's because it's easier, right? C404B. This is where I want to land. I close this, I go there, and I know I want to go there. Thanks to the data viewer, I knew I was there. So this technique here to have all piled up like this is kind of cool. So feel free to interrupt if we have, questions. So here we have a bunch of auto entry calculation stuff. Okay, and always those are with a trigger. So what happened with this technique? So I'm encouraging you to watch the video. I want things to happen on demand. No, I want the auto entry calculation to happen on demand. So how we do that? To make sure that the auto entry calculation will always get update, always. So what I do, I put in my auto entry calculation, let's put one, okay. I put a let's function here. And here I have one statement. We call that statement. In the let function, this is named a statement. In the statement, I'm putting a field I'm going to use I'm going to modify that field. I'm going to set that field with something, and automatically all what inside the calculation will be triggered, even though the calculation is with related data, because this is the field that I'm going to modify. So remember my script? Let me show you the script. Remember the script here? The script was doing this. The script was setting that field. By setting that field, just setting that field, I was ensured 100 billion% that all those calculations will be updated just by setting one field. So can you imagine before in your script, because you didn't know about that technique, you were using set field, 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 set field. So you have a script that has 200 billion lines and then complicated. No, here you want the count of this. You want the count, the number of documents, the number of equipment, the number of material, the number of pending days, the number of selecting days. That's what I want. I want that to be I want all of those to be updated just by updating one field. I updated that field, boom. All of this will be updated. All of this, right? Just one field. And because all those fields has the trigger inside the let statement, boom, automatic. I'm modifying this field, this will be updated, this will be counted. I modify the same field, this will be counted. So it's really cool. And in another webinar one day, if you have some time, I'm going to show you crazy things out of this, and crazy things out of this. With Richard, with the boss, we talk about that, and it's crazy what we can do with this. Okay, really crazy. So this is the let statement stuff. So all of this you see gets updated, gets calculated just by modifying one field. So the script here is there's nothing going on here. Absolutely nothing going on. And that's why it's fast, by the way. First of all, I'm sucking in everything in memory, global variables. From there, from that statement here, from that context here, I need all of those to go to another context and then play with it. Okay. Then here, we have good stuff. We have a P source, right? We have a script here, but here is not a P source, but it will be. It's a non-commit. No, inside we have a P source. It's an on-record commit. So something I want to talk about on every single of my production and everything on my layouts, all of them, pretty much all, I have triggers going on. I have an on-record load, on-record commit, and on layout enter. Pretty much always I have it. So why? But you have to use that carefully. You cannot put on record load, select 2 million records, export this on a remote server, right? Import 2 million record order, sort search, replace. No, you cannot do this. You understand, on record load, because otherwise, every time you're going to click on one, you will have the spinning wheel for 2 hours, and you don't want that. But here, with my technique, you can feel anything, right? Because I'm not putting anything there. I'm putting the bare minimum I need to. I don't put crazy things here, okay? What do I put here? Nothing. Set variable, set field, and if it's a new one, if it's a new record, do this, okay? So nothing really, I'm setting a field like what's the name? It's a global, I'm setting a field with a global field, which is peanuts, with a global variable, and I'm putting another global field, which is peanuts, with a 1. And here I am setting a global variable with the current ID of the record. So why I'm doing this is very cool. This is very cool because here we have, in the current here, we have the current project calendar ID, okay? And each time I'm changing record, it changed the ID, right? Change the ID. So that means I have permanently, at all time, the latest visited, the current project calendar ID available in a global variable at any time. In the entire solution, even if I'm going in I'm going new window, and I'm going to material, right? This here is available. The current project calendar ID is there, always, in all across the solution, and that's very cool. And I'm going one day I'm going to show you how we use this. So now I have the on record commit. Why I have an on record commit here? Because each time I'm changing this, right? I want the list here to be updated, right? So I'm not putting, look, I'm not putting here. Let me hide this right quick. Here I have an on object save here, okay, right? But it's not, so here I have an on object save, but I need it also, I need something happening on the oh yeah, no, sorry, I'm confusing myself. It's because I renamed the it's not on record commit. It was on record commit, but I have on record save. So that's a bug, by the way. I should have renamed the script. Sorry for that. So it's not on commit but I have on commit most of the time. I have a lot of things on commit. But here it's not on commit. It's when you change date, which makes sense. When you change the dates here, you want that list to be updated. Okay. So when you change the start date and when you change the end date, you want that list to be changed, okay? So in order to be fast, you want this, right, to be a p-cells. You do a p-cells, right? So you send to the server to generate the calendar, generate the list here. Every time you change this, you ask the server to change the list. So why I'm doing this? Why I'm using a record here? Why I'm using records, okay, to do this? Because it's the best way. Because remember, I want to be able to select and unselect. Remember, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to select this and to say, I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I don't want this one. If you don't have a record, a list of records here, forget about it. It's not possible. It's yeah, it's possible, but with crazy things. Here, and that will be the latest thing I'm going to show you for today. I'm using a pesos, right? The 3592A. 3592A. Okay. So you see, it's going to do nothing here. Okay, it's going to do nothing. But I'm going to I'm not sure that this is is it this? Because the screen is so small and I'm so far away from the screen. 3593, yeah, generate calendar days, yeah. Okay. So I'm taking some script parameters. I'm getting free script parameters. I want the current project calendar ID. So I want pretty much the task I'm in. This pretty much is the task ID, but I don't name task ID. I name it current project current. Okay. The number of days I need to create, okay, and the counter, okay. So I'm going there and then I have a loop. So this happened on server. This happened on server, okay. So here I have one counter here and I have another one here. Why? It's because here I want to know, here I have the counter here. So I have 1, 2, and 3. So I'm taking the current dates, right? And I'm making this a flat list, okay? A flat list. Why I'm doing this, okay? Because this is unpredictable and this is unpredictable. And I don't want to use JSON because JSON is, in that case, is a pain in the way. This technique is much simpler. So what do I want to do? I want to send a script parameters as free parameter, free. Okay, this is free parameters. So the first one is predictable because it's only one value. This can be only one value, but this one, right, it can be, it's unpredictable depending on how many days I'm selecting, right? And this, depending on how many days I already have. So this is unpredictable and this is unpredictable. The length can be 2 values, 10 values, 10,000 value, can be no value. So it's unpredictable. So to send that as a parameter, I'm using this technique here. So let's copy this right quick. I can copy it all. Can copy all. Let's say I'm sending this. You understand now? So let's do this. Let's do a let statement. The parameter is this. And now I have get value, my parameter, and I want the value 1. So what happened? I have this, and I want the value 2. I have this, and I have value 3. I have this. Okay. So apparently I don't have current dates, but I have this. So let's make sure I have current dates. Okay. So let's go there because I don't have current dates here. So let's go to the one that started. I go there. And now if I go to this here, I will have current dates. Right? My current dates, my selected dates, and my ID. So I have three free parameters. But you understand now why I'm doing this. Because if I don't do this, right? If I just do this, and I'm doing this, parameter, why is not showing? Oh, this is what I get. It's hard to select. How I can select, how I know this is free. I have no idea this is free. How I know this is whatever, I don't know. I have no idea. It's unpredictable, right? But with this technique here, you know, with the technique I used here, it's predictable. I can say the first, the second, and the third. So now, if I want to make this, but this, the way it is just to send from one place to another through the script parameter. Now I replace the carriage return by this. And now, you guess it, look what I need to do. I want to get that back usable. Substitute this, and I'm looking for that character, replacing by this. Boom. I get back my list of values, and I can do whatever I want. So I'm compressing in one value multiple values to send through the script parameter using that substitute technique with the cheat sheet here. Okay. And I'm doing the action opposite to restitute the carriage return. So now I can get the second, the third, second, one. Right? There's no problem here. So I'm sending arrays of data, because that's how we call that, using that technique. I know we have JSON, blah, 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 but you know, just it's complicated. It's overcomplicated and it's not necessary. So that will be all for today.
Okay.
So yeah, so for, look, it's the mix of multiple techniques we use, you know, and we explain again and again, but it's great to see how we use it. So tomorrow I'm going to see how I'm exploiting this. You know, actually, as we say, you know, we eat our own dog food. So we using that technique, we see how it is really easy to get a list of days just using this, right?
All right, cool. I'm back to here briefly, and of course we have cat
I
cam.
appreciate the cat cam. Yes.
Cat cam is over there doing cat cam.
Hi, Fox.
Jill, you good? Thanks, Nick. Look forward to the rest of the sessions. Yeah, well, we'll be back tomorrow. More action.
Yes.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
All right. Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.